This is the plaintiff, Thomas Fessenden. He says he bought a boat from the defendant, and try as he might, he can't seem to get the guy to give him a copy of the title. He ended up having to hire a judge to get him a new title. Is out all sorts of time and money because of the defendant's utter laziness, and is suing for the $357.83 he's owed. This is the defendant, Mark Kroick. He says he told the plaintiff there was a lien on the boat and that it would take a bit of time for the title to clear. When it did, he scanned it and sent it to the plaintiff. He even went down to the DMV to get a duplicate for him, spent 3 hours of his time doing it. And what does he get for being a nice guy? A lawsuit, that's what. He's accused of giving a guy that sinking feeling. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $415.49 for title costs and missed work.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome.
Okay. Thomas Fessenden, you are suing, is that how I pronounce your name?
Yes, it is.
Okay. You are suing Mark Kroick
Yes.
for $357.83 that you say you are out as a result of him not furnishing a paper title to a boat you bought from him. You are counterclaiming against him $415.49 because you say all this is nonsense and it's been a big waste of your valuable time. Okay, Mr. Fessenden, tell me what's going on.
What happened? I couldn't get a boat title.
Okay, you find he's selling a boat.
He sold me a boat.
And there's no title?
Well, the title, 2 things. One, that after I made payment to him in March, a total for the boat,
right?
He had to satisfy the lien at a bank, and then the title was electronically. An electronics title with the state of Florida.
Okay.
That's why I couldn't get a title.
I got it, but I just want to ask you a question because I'm trying to understand how the transaction happened. When you took the boat, there was an electronic title, meaning that he was the registered owner on the internet of the Department of Motor Vehicles.
Yes.
For Florida, but he did not hand you a paper title.
That's correct.
Okay. Then your check clears. And you're expecting what, a paper title, right?
I am.
Okay, because you need the paper title for what?
Well, I need it for several things. One, to re-license the boat when it comes due.
Okay.
And also, even if I wanted to sell the boat, I could not sell it without a title in my name. And through countless emails, telephone calls.
What the series of emails that go between you two say what? That you're asking him to please get you the paper title, and he's telling you what?
There were many.
All right, hold on one second. You do not need, this is him to you, you do not need a title for the boat in order to operate it. I made an appointment with the DMV for a day to request a title. I went armed with the payoff notification from my bank as well as the bill of sale, which we both signed. However, I was advised that since the boat was no longer in my possession, I am not eligible to request a title, and that you would have to make the request for title. Okay, let me hear from you.
Yes. What do you want to know?
I want to know this bogus statement that you made, which can't possibly. Listen, I know the Florida DMV. All right, I've been in line a million times.
Right.
I know how frustrating it can be. But there is no one at the DMV who could have told you because the boat's not in your possession, you cannot get a title.
I was told that there was nothing that needed to be done on my behalf for him to be able to get title to the boat.
He's not the registered owner yet.
I understand that, but this is what I'm being told. My bank informs me that when I give them payoff, that everything is done via electronics. Everything is just out there. There's no paper, anything.
Is it your position that thanks to this new electronic title thing, you don't have to do that?
That's what I was told.
You're wrong.
That was the information I was given.
Go look on the website, and it specifically says that unless you're a dealership, you cannot do that. You got to produce a paper title.
Okay,
now, my understanding of your position is you did.
I did.
Okay, tell me about that. How'd you do that? Because you're telling me how everybody told you you didn't have to do that.
I know, I was given wrong information.
Are you sure you didn't just go there, stand in line a bunch of hours and say, this is bogus, I already cashed this $14,000 check.
Well,
not my problem anymore. Are you sure that's not what happened?
That's exactly not what happened. I found out that I was wrong.
Okay.
I went to the DMV. I got a copy of the title. I signed everything that I needed to sign off on. And there was a portion at the top of the title that needs to be sent to the state of Florida, as well as the portion that I sent off to the plaintiff. I put both those items in the mail. I made a copy. I scanned it into my computer so I would have record that I had it, and put it in the mail and thought everything was fine.
Really?
30 days later.
Watch this.
I know.
Did you ever get it?
No.
Yeah.
Okay, now will you just show me your proof of mailing?
I don't have a proof of mailing. I'm not trying to pull the wool over anybody's eyes.
Show me the scan that you have of the clean title, the paper title that you say you scanned into your computer.
That's a scan copy.
Let me see the date on this, 3/8. When did you go to court to get, apparently, you end up actually filing a case. That's what you're suing for here today, your filing fee on that case.
Yes.
Because you went to court and you got what we call a declaratory judgment. That's when someone goes to court and says, Judge, call me the owner because I'm having trouble registering this boat. And then you presented the judge with the bill of sale, you presented the judge with whatever email evidence you have, you did all that, right?
Yes.
And that's how you ended up, you finally got the title, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay, because you say you never got this. What is the date? Do you have your paperwork from the lawsuit?
I filed that case.
Give me the proof of the filing fee.
I have a receipt from the county court, Pinellas County, Florida.
Oh, let's see that. That might
for
be
the
what I'm
small
asking.
claims.
Yeah. That's what I'm asking for.
Some interesting stuff on there.
Okay, let's see. I'll be the judge of that. Your case was filed when?
June 7th.
June 7th. So you hadn't received anything by June 7th, and that's when you went to court?
Yes, after many months.
And the best you have to show me about what you did to comply with your obligation to give the paper title to him is that you scanned it and then mailed it off to him and he never got it.
Well, here's the thing.
This document doesn't have a date of when you obtained it, does it?
Unfortunately not.
No.
Well, here was the thing. We were passing back emails back and forth, and he threatens this whole lawsuit thing. And he puts me as saying June 1st is the deadline, or I'm going to file a lawsuit on you. I'm like, okay, that's fine, but I'm not in Florida at the moment. I can't get to the DMV to get this done. Here is a duplicate title. This is an original duplicate title.
You got a second one?
Yes, because he told me that I needed to get it because he didn't get the first one.
And what's the date on that
The
one?
date on this one is June 3rd.
Let me see that one. When did you sell this boat to him?
March 8th.
You know that this date of issue that says June 3rd, which you got in June, thinking he was going to file a lawsuit, it says date of issue of this document, June 3rd. This one also says date of issue, which I noticed, but I thought that meant the date of the original, when you titled your boat, when you first got it. But apparently what that means is when they send this to you. You're handing me something that says January 29th of 2009 and pretending that this is what you originally mailed to him.
That is exactly what I mailed to him.
Except for that the date of issue wouldn't be 2009 when the sale of the boat was in March of 2011.
That's what I
This is something that you had scanned when you first got your title. So you lied when you stood here
No, I
under
did
oath
not.
and told me that you have gone twice to get a title.
I have
You
gone
only
twice.
went once after he threatened a lawsuit because this one says
That's not
date
true.
of issue
Not true.
January 29, 2009, which means, yeah, you scanned this and you had this in your computer, but this was from your original work.
Okay, would you ever buy a used boat?
No, I would not buy you.
Because?
Because you know there's a lot of work to be done on a used boat.
What do you think, ma'am?
Yes.
You would buy it?
Well, I wouldn't buy a boat, but if I would buy a boat.
You would buy a used boat. You know what they say, the two happiest days, right? The day you buy it and the day you sell it. Got it? Going inside the courtroom.
Now, we get to the next issue. You have a lawsuit. Oh, no, wait, let's talk about your counterclaim. Oh, this is fun. Okay, $415.49 that you want him to pay you after he ended up, thanks to your lackadaisical attitude about this whole thing, you end up having to file a case, put it in front of a judge, and ask a judge for a ruling that says you're the owner of the boat so that you could then take that ruling to the DMV and title the boat, correct?
Correct.
That's how the boat ended up getting titled. And he's suing you for having to put him through that trouble, and the only proof you can show that you ever did what you're supposed to do as a seller is something dated in June after the declaratory judgment is entered. Fabulous. Now you have a counterclaim against him for $415 for what?
For my time having to be here today, the time that I
Who's
had
going to
to...
pay me for my time? Don't be ridiculous. On your counterclaim, 0. On the plaintiff's claim against you, $357.83.
Well, I know you're busy, but do you have a moment to stop and spend here in the hallway? React to this outcome?
It's all ridiculous in the long run.
Why Lackadaisical, you were just called. Lackadaisical. Why didn't you get the $3 return receipt requested on the
Just
on the
something
mail?
I didn't think about it because it wasn't going that far. I didn't anticipate the United States Postal Service would be that lackadaisical and lapse to lose something in that short a distance.
Things get lost in any distance. It's not a distance
That's
function.
something I anticipated.
Okay, senor. You just head right around the corner there. Whew, I'm glad we got that time. And you actually stayed with us for almost a minute there. How you feeling on the outcome here?
Ecstatic. I think justice was served, and it was so frustrating and aggravating that we had to file this lawsuit.
You had to do it, almost
Had
on
to do it.
principle.
It was on principle.
And so when the judge comes down with the gavel and rules in your favor,
Happy day.
over to Harvey.
Here's the thing, if time matters to you in terms of when the other party performs their obligation, write the magic words in a contract, time is of the essence, and then give a drop-dead date. That will absolutely protect you.